big game at the weekend, that was Chelsea. They were host to Arsenal, and it was a true battering in itself. Chelsea won by 3-1 against Arsenal. I think the standout moment was Eden Hazard's run on the right-hand side, leaving Mustafi, like flipping him over like it's a wrestling match, arguably, and finishing in style. Bryce, are Chelsea just too strong now? Is it, if Arsenal can't stop them, who can?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good point. Kind of before the match, I was hoping it might be a wee bit closer, but, Chelsea were actually 3-0 up at one point. It was only in the last minutes that Arsenal got a goal, and although Chelsea didn't have as much possession as Arsenal, they kind of looked the dominant force, and Antonio Conte said after the match that or it was Eden Hazard rather, I should say, sorry, they don't want to be a team that are playing on the counter-attack all the time.
Yeah.
They've got players that can really, run with the ball and create chances, so it's interesting to see how Antonio Conte is kind of making them more of a team that play together, rather than when Mourinho won the league 2 years ago. They were very defensive and then broke quickly on the counter-attack.
I think arguably that display of that from Mourinho came in that winning league campaign was the Chelsea-Manchester United game, where it was 1-0 to Chelsea, but they were playing defensively the entire match, and it just one breakaway that got them a goal. But for example, this time round, the goals did come from their fullback, arguably Marcos Alonso, Eden Hazard, as we've previously mentioned, and Cesc Fabregas, which, if you've not seen it, it was practically an open goal where he chips it from 20-25 yards away, and Petr Cech is completely off his line, and it's arguably embarrassing for Arsenal, I feel. I think we've discussed as well, and Arsenal did get a goal back through Olivier Giroud, who is in good form despite these results. We said jokingly last week that Arsenal are consistently inconsistent when it comes to their title challenge campaign. Do you think Arsene Wenger himself is now getting him too emotionally attached to Arsenal, that the fact that he cannot mentally drive this team to win the title? Do you think that's the main problem now? I think Arsenal do have really good players at their disposal now compared to maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Now they've got the likes of Mesut Ozil, Alexis Sanchez, Olivier Giroud, even Alex Iwobi. Oxlade-Chamberlain's been in really good form recently as well. Do you think this is now just a time that Arsene Wenger needs to go? Do you think it's now I think for him personally, rumours saying that he's been offered a 2-year contract which he's going to sign, but do you think it's for him emotionally he should just leave the club as it is, bring a new man in who could bring it on the club and could bring it onto that title and do something that he cannot do now?
It's easy to pick out Arsene Wenger as the problem for the club. I don't think he's the whole problem, but I do think he is part of the problem. Will he leave? Honestly, I can't see him leaving. If you're saying that there's a new 2-year contract that he's going to sign, then definitely I think he's going to stay there for that full 2 years. And the only way he will leave at the moment is, I think, if someone says to him, kind of in quiet, don't sign this contract or something. I can't see him on his own. As you say, there is a lot of emotion being at a club for so long.
The man's name is Arsene. It's like who managed Arsenal. It's like destined to be, but at the same time, Arsene Wenger, he could not even retire for this point. He could go to another club, maybe go to another league, say for example the Spanish league, or he could go to Italy. He could do anything. He could literally go on a club and do wonders with that club. But personally, I feel that he's too emotionally connected to Arsenal now. That the fact they've not won a league in 13 years, 15 years, they've won FA Cups, great. No league though, no Champions League for the club and their calibre. And he's what he's done at Arsenal is absolutely amazing. He's completely revitalised the club. He brought them up to Premier League champions. He is the only manager in the league, in the history of the league, even Sir Alex Ferguson didn't do this, who went an entire season unbeaten to win the league. No manager is yet to replicate that. But at the same time, that kind of those calibre of players he had at his disposal are not the same as he's got now, but are close. And the fact that he's not even challenging and he's getting battered by 3-1 this game, and you could put it down to maybe this game is the game that defines the season. As soon as if they won this game on Saturday, they could have been back in a title race. But now they haven't. And do you think it's now too little, too late?
The league's very different to what it was when Arsenal first won the league. I mean, for example, Manchester City weren't even a threat when Arsenal went on that unbeaten run. They hadn't been bought over by Middle Eastern billionaires. So, I mean, it's...
Allegedly.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's difficult to say what is going wrong for him. He does still have high quality players, like you've said, Ozil and Sanchez, arguably the best midfielder and striker in the league. And the thing is, I'm trying to think of somebody that could come in to Arsenal.
Louis Van Gaal.
No, I'm sorry.
Joke. I feel they just need to get a fresh manager, a fresh young one. For example, I'm not saying he should go, and I'm not entirely suggesting this, but a manager similar to Neith Cathro, who's got a lot of potential, who's very young. It's a risk, and we have seen risk go south in the league before. For example, I think the standout one was the David Moyes appointment. That did go very south very quickly for Manchester United. But for Arsenal, if they got maybe say, I think the first one springs to mind, maybe the manager who's from Sevilla, who's now at PSG. He's a man similar to that, like that kind of. He knows what it's like at the big stage, and he knows the importance of the club, and he can now take them forward rather than take them back. For Arsenal, that's what they need to go for. I think Arsene Wenger will go down as one of the Premier League greats. That's without a shadow of a doubt. But saying that, can he win the league though, Bryce? Has he got it in him to win the league?
I think if he doesn't do it this season through some sort of miracle, or next season, then I don't think he'll do it again. I think that just, there comes a point where you do have to admit, as much as people want him to stay, and as much as some people want him to leave, almost to the same extent, there does come a point where you kind of have to look reality in the face and say, okay, what's the plan here?